Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your watch-along for Real Madrid against Manchester City. One of the biggest games we've had in the Champions League so far, and it's not without its peril because Man City aren't necessarily in the best situation when it comes to the UEFA Champions League. They're not actually in the top 8 at the moment. Real Madrid are. If Man City were to lose this, they put themselves under a little bit of pressure. So big game at the Bernabeu. Real Madrid against Man City. Man City playing very well at the moment, but can they get the result? Pulisic at the double on Monday, says Alex. He's obsessed with oil and Pulisic, that Alex lad. But yeah, Mark's not fallen asleep, Reflex. I was just sorting something out. But let's take a look at, well, we're sponsored by Manscaped straight away. Do not miss this. Links in the description. Scan the QR code. It's 20% off with the code FOOTY. You can get that delivered to your door for Christmas for yourself or for somebody else. What a gift. Trusted by over 14 million men worldwide, Manscaped. Precision engineering for your family jewels. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. We'll talk more about it in a moment, but what a deal. 20% off with the code FOOTY delivered to your door. Link in the description or scan the QR code. Get yourself sorted down there. But look, I want to talk about thank you very much to Manscaped, but I want to look at the team news first of all. So let's have a look at Real Madrid. This is how they're lining up. Courtois, Valverde, Asensio, Rudiger. I've not seen him play for ages. Alvaro Fernandez, Tchouaméni, Ceballos, Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, and Garcia. Mbappe, not fit. That was a scam. Oh no, he's on the bench. I thought he wasn't fit at all then. Mbappe's on the bench, Guller's on the bench. It looks like a bit of a weak Real Madrid side, that, you know. Let me just go back there. That doesn't, I think City are going to win. I'm going with a City win. Yeah, I'm going to go with a City win. I don't think that's a very good Real Madrid side at all. Ceballos in the midfield. I mean, I remember him at Arsenal. He was crap. Garcia up front. Yeah, I don't think that's... I think City might win this. I don't know. I think City might win it. I'm not a bloody traitor. I just think that they might win it. Anyway, let's have a look at the Man City side. So let me get that on the screen for you as well. Man City apparently playing in green. So, Man City's lineup is Donnarumma, Núñez, Diaz, Vardiel, O'Reilly, Silva, Gonçalves, Foden, and then Cherki, Haaland, Doku. I mean, it's not a bad side for Man City, and their bench is very good as well. Reinders, Savio, Mamouche. So, yeah, I think this is an interesting game here in relation to Trossard's the ref. But I think it's an interesting game in relation to the Premier League against La Liga, and Man City are doing very well at the moment. And imagine what that would do for their confidence to go and beat Real Madrid in their own back garden. So interesting. Yeah, definitely interesting. Chris says, got everything set and ordered for the game. Or ordered food for the game. Delivery guy delivered somewhere else. The low level performance. Sack him. Get rid of that. That's terrible. Poor delivery, yeah. Mbappe has a wrist injury. I did know that Mbappe was injured, but I thought he might have started, but obviously isn't quite fit. Of course, Xavi Alonso is under a lot of pressure at Real Madrid at the moment. So it's a big game for them. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable to lose games at home if you're Real Madrid. But I've got a funny feeling. I think we should do a poll on this. I've got a funny feeling Man City are going to win. Who's with me? Let's do a poll. Result poll. I hate it when you leave caps lock on. Who else leaves caps lock on a lot? I do. You know, when you don't look at the screen and you start typing, and then you look up and you go, bloody caps lock. I've done it again. I'm not in the mood for this tonight. Don't start. I'm really tired today. I've had a very exertive day today. I'm absolutely exhausted. I've done too much. My Whoop said, if anyone's got a Whoop or one of these sort of things, it sort of says what your strain parameters are for the day. And I've gone beyond it. Way beyond it. And I can feel it now. Psychologically, I'm very, very tired. Thank you very much. Anyway, Krish and Alex, thank you very much for your early super chats. You can do that through the $sign, of course. Thank you very much for that. So, yeah, I'm going to go with a Man City win. But admittedly, I don't really watch La Liga. So, yeah, I don't. What strain were you doing? I've been lifting bricks today. I went and helped somebody out, and they had a load of bricks that they needed to move for building a wall. So I did 45 minutes of just picking up 2 bricks and carrying them about 20 meters. So, yeah. I'm sort of like, I'm built like a pencil, but, 2026, I'm going to be built like a bloody, I nearly said a pig, but people would think I'm going to be fat. Mark, have a drink, please, says Alex. I'm trying to be careful, mate, because I went to Seb's Christmas do. Seb's Christmas do, it was wild. I went to Seb's Christmas play last night, and they actually, fair play to the school, they actually serve alcohol before. So I drank last night when I didn't expect to, and I think I've had a drink for the last 4 nights. I mean, God, if you watched the United stand last night at 8 o'clock, I definitely had a drink. So tonight, I'm just trying to not tonight. But, it might not last. Right, 51% of you are going with a Man City win and 36% are going with a Real Madrid win. I feel like I've convinced everybody to go with Man City winning this, which is, not normal. I'm not normally pro Man City, but I think they'll have too much for Real Madrid. I think it'll be a good game, though, because it's in Spain, because the crowd will expect, because it's a fantastic arena. I think it'll be a good game. I like Xabi Alonso, I think he's under the grip of player power, isn't he? At Real Madrid, where the job, obviously as a former Real Madrid player, you can understand why he wants the job. But I do feel for him a little bit. I think, I think it's. I don't know whether anybody agrees, but I think it's a case of when and not if. Right, let me talk to you about Manscaped just before this game starts. So we are sponsored by Manscaped tonight. It's a fantastic offer. It's normally 15%, but up until the December the 16th, which is in 6 days' time, you can use the code FOOTY and get 20% off. If you use it after the 16th of December, it will go down to 15%. So 20% off with the code FOOTY. Link in the description, scan the QR code. You can get things like this, the lawnmower. Absolutely brilliant. It's down there for trimming the grass to make the yard look bigger. Brilliant bit of kit. They also do like the hedge trimmer for your face, the weed whacker for up your nose. They've got all sorts. They've got the performance package 5.0. They've got you can get more than one thing together as a gift for yourself or somebody else. So from trimming to tidying up, it keeps you clean, confident, and ready for whatever life brings. Stay cool, stay smooth, and trust me, your balls will thank you. So link in the description or scan the QR code. Check Manscaped out, and we've got an exclusive 20% discount with the code FOOTY. So make sure you use it. And probably quite useful for people at the moment as well, because if I don't know if you're like me, I'm sort of stuck in that relentless buying present stage at the moment. Like, where you think when you think you're on top of it, and then you realise, oh, Auntie Doris needs something, and Uncle Ian, and your cousin that you haven't seen in 3 years, but you have to buy him a bloody Christmas present for. It's relentless. So use the code, save yourself a little bit of money, and sort out a present. I mean, don't buy Auntie Doris Manscaped. Don't do that. Don't do that. I do remember what always sticks in my head vividly. One Christmas years ago, we were wrapping up Christmas presents, and who remembers that horse? Desert Strike. Not Desert Strike. Desert Orchid. Does anyone know anything about horse racing? There used to be a horse called Desert Orchid. It was grey, and it was good. And my mum bought a book on Desert Orchid for her dad, my granddad. And basically, on Christmas Day, we were at their house, and she was really excited when he opened the book, because it was like, it was a good book. Anyway, he opened it up, and it was the Beano. I didn't laugh at the time, but it wasn't the time. But it was he opened up the Beano, which is like a kid's comic annual, and we were then trying to figure out who'd got the book Desert Orchid, and it was this lad who we used to share lifts to school. And we just bought him a present. It was the same age as me, but it was so he'd got a book about a racehorse, and my granddad got the Beano. Real Madrid are on the attack. I'll tell you what, it'd be nice to see Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo play well, because I really do like them, but it's been a while. Lovely play. Oh, he's given a penalty. It's a penalty! It's a penalty in the Bernabeu! Penalty! Penalty, ref! He's given it! Penalty! Penalty! It's Trossard! Oh, I knew it! Bloody Arsenal doing it to Man City. Couldn't help himself. Look, he's given it. It might not be a penalty. I have seen them get overruled, but Vinicius Jr. in the box could be... it's definitely a foul. It's whether it's in the box or not. I think he's kicked him outside the box. I think it's going to be a free kick. But part of his body's in the box. I don't know. I don't know. Kicked him outside the box. A free kick outside the box. Yeah. So it doesn't matter whether your body's in the box. It's where the contact is. So the contact was outside the box, to be fair. However, you can't blame the referee for that. And Vinicius Jr. there had Nunez on toast. He was twisting him up like a piece of spaghetti. Just outside. Halbert says, why is Trossard the referee? And Vipple says, hope you're doing well. As a City fan, I think it's our best chance to get the win against Madrid and climb up the table. Yeah, I was quite surprised in the Champions League table, just where Chelsea and Man City are. I mean, Chelsea are 5th, but obviously they've... no, that's the Premier League. Chelsea are 13th. And Man City are 11th at the moment. So... Goal! Oh, I thought they'd scored. Free kick. Valverde deflected. Donnarumma was done, and it went wide. Yeah, deflected and just went wide. Could have gone anywhere. Went for a corner. Good start by Real Madrid. Good start by Real Madrid. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please do share the video. We've got nearly 10,000 watching already. I don't think it should have been a penalty, no. I mean, they've checked it, to be fair. But Real Madrid starting off well here. And now there's a break. Where's their defence? You know what? It amazes me week in, week out how many teams play with a high line against Man City. It's crazy. He could have been through one-on-one there from his own half. Ramos to United's not happening, MV. Boring story. Let's not talk about it. Are you disappointed that Trent's not playing, says Amir. I forgot Trent plays for Real Madrid, actually. That's really bad of me, isn't it? That Salah situation's crazy, isn't it? It really is. Lovely switching of the play here to Valverde. I like the game. It's got a good tempo to it here. It wasn't a penalty. It wasn't given. It was definitely a foul, but he was kicked just outside the box, so it was a free kick. Yeah, that Salah thing's crazy. I really this is why I love football. You know, I love the game, but you just never know, do you? You never know what's going to happen. Like, you know, when Ronaldo just got up and walked down the tunnel, I mean, incredible. And then Salah just saying, "Fuck this! I'm going to go and talk to the press and say that Liverpool have thrown me under the bus, even though they're paying me my wages." I mean, I don't know whether good defending there. Nearly a great cut back to Cherki. Very open game. Really liking this. Rodrigo, he's got loads of space. Puts a cross in. Donnarumma! Oh, what a chance. How are Madrid not in front here? Lovely ball by Rodrigo. Back post Vinicius Jr. He's got Donnarumma charging towards him. He's tried to dink it over him and he's just put it wide. But it's lovely play by Real Madrid here. Really good. And what a ball by Rodrigo. What a ball that is. Pinpoint, and he's just messed it up. He should have scored, really. I think he should score that. I do. I think he should score that. Don't know much about this Garcia for Real Madrid. 21 years of age. I don't think he scored a goal for Real Madrid, has he? Someone in the chat just said he hasn't scored a goal. Cola Cherry, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thanks for the super chats, everybody. Good start to the game. CO2 says he's crap. Alex says he's a great player. How's Rodrigo missed? It was Rodrigo who played a brilliant assist. It was Vinicius Jr. who missed. Yeah, but the Salah situation is it's a strange one. I personally don't think he'll play for Liverpool before the AFCON, and it gives everybody a little bit of time. But I don't know. I really don't know. Here's Vinicius Jr. again. It's funny how Vinicius Jr. is playing a lot better when Mbappe's not on the pitch. Best I've seen him play in ages. Yeah, let me just wrap that up. On Salah, I don't think there's... good tackle by Bellingham on Cherky. I don't think there's a way back for Salah, because I actually don't think he's going to be the player that he was. Yeah. Coda Cherry says, nice to see you again. You too. Tom Edwards says, I know this is random, but what's your Christmas Day routine? How much detail do you want, Tom? You're given a £5 super chat, so I feel I must give you an answer to that. Real Madrid coming away with it again. Oh, lovely play. But good pressing by Man City to win the ball back. Oh, God, I'm so tired. Christmas Day routine. Ideal Christmas Day routine. Doesn't always happen. Get up about 8. Open a few presents. Not all of them. Have a breakfast. Lovely ball. Doku. Good tackle. Good breakfast. Open the rest of the presents. Cook the dinner. Pop down the pub for a pint or two. Come back, have dinner. And then chill out for the rest of the day. Playing games, watching TV, etc., etc. Listen to your advice. Oh, Jade's back. I listened to your advice of staying with my girlfriend until New Year despite us fighting. Got a really good Christmas present last night. Thank you for the great advice. You got a good Christmas present. Or you bought one. Is Cooking with Goldbridge tomorrow? No, that's why I've been very quiet, Oliver. It's not happening tomorrow. It'll be next week now. It will happen, but it won't be tomorrow. That's why I've not said anything. Evan Whelan says, Carragher is insufferable, making it about him. Is that not just the modern world, though? Is that not Carragher's job to be, you know, it's almost turned into misfits, hasn't it? That's a foul on Rodrigo. And he's booked him as well. Booked him. Phil Foden, booked. Foul on Rodrigo. As Savage says, Carragher was always going to take this opportunity. And if you look at his timeline on Twitter at the moment, he's retweeting people saying Carragher's right. And, you know, is that banter? Is it winding up? Is it, you know, self-gratification? I think it's sad, really. But I can see that a lot of it might be tongue-in-cheek, but realistically, it is quite serious. This is one of Liverpool's greatest players who his career might be coming to the end. And, you know, you've effectively got a bit of a misfit scenario between him and Carragher. But, oh, he's done well there. Good defending. So, some good tackles going in. Offside on Haaland. John United says Carragher doesn't like Salah and he smelt blood and took his chance. Well, yeah, I said that on Monday. It's very obvious he doesn't like him. I mean, he'd probably say he does like him, but I think it's very obvious that he doesn't. But Salah is at fault. You know, Salah should not have done what he did. I thought Gerrard's response was the best. Because he basically said, look, you can understand him being frustrated at not playing. There's nothing wrong with that. But he shouldn't have done what he did. And I think that's a little bit more realistic. Look, he's made a mistake. Let's resolve it, you know. I didn't watch the Liverpool game last night. How did they play? I know it was a good result for them, and they had a goal disallowed before the penalty. Was it a penalty or free kick? But I think that's a good result. Inter Milan doing very, very well in the Champions League. To go to there and win, I thought it was a good result for them. I don't know how they played. Decent, but nothing amazing, says Thomas. Solid performance as light through chaos. Into a very bad, says River. Good play by Doku, but a bad pass. Man City just need to settle a little bit here. They're under pressure. Very energetic, intense start from Real Madrid, and some good play by Real Madrid. I mean, you could argue they could be 1-0 up. 2 decent chances, one from a free kick and one from a lovely ball by Rodrigo. Dead R33D says it was lackluster and very horrid, boring game. I'll tell you what, I think you're in for a difficult game on Saturday afternoon, Brighton. I think that's a really tough game. I mean, you just don't know. You just don't know. Vipul says, how you doing, Mark? As a City fan, I think this is our best. I've done that one, haven't I? As a Barcelona fan, I'm expecting a successful hate watch, says the one and only Harsh. And Nick P says, I don't blame Carragher. If it was a United player, they would have sat Gary Neville on Monday Night Football for a 5-minute monologue in white trainers. Well, exactly. I think it's you're always going to get pelters in the modern day. I don't. Liverpool won because of an awful penalty given to them, says Channel of Chucky. And Jacob says, my Christmas day is wake up and go to work. Well, what about people who don't celebrate Christmas? What do you do? Ooh, another foul there. O'Reilly on Valverde. Referee, well, Real Madrid have played on. Alvaro into Vinicius Jr. He's had a good start to the game. He's looking to dribble his way through, but Donnarumma is going to get hold of that. Last night, my pet monkey opened the cage to my budgie and it ended badly. So my question is, what's your favourite pet? Says Chris. Oh, I thought monkeys were meant to be nice. Dogs, Chris, would be my favourite pets. Jade says she gave me a good gift in her actions last night, but still ending after New Year. Thank you for talking sense into me. Oh, God. That's what we were all worried about, Jade. That's what we were all worried about. Lord Kempo says, if you're fighting, you should end the relationship. Well, it doesn't sound like it looks like he's quite satisfied with the situation last night. If he wasn't with her, it'd be a pot noodle and a you-know-what. Here's Vinicius Jr. Lovely play. He's played so well today, and he's won a corner. They're looking for a handball here. I don't think they're going to get it. Vinny J is having a good game here. Probably the best I've seen him play in a couple of years. No penalty, corner. Nah, that's not a penalty. MB Dad says, as a Muslim, Mark, Christmas is a regular day. I know people who aren't like Christian or anything like that, but they still celebrate Christmas for their kids and just do it around Santa and a Christmas tree. Headed away by City from the corner. Jay Singh says, I think Vinny's overrated. He sounds like, we've been doing this for years on That's Football, and Vinicius Jr. is one of my favourite players. He was, about 2 years ago, my favourite player in the world. Admittedly, I think since Mbappe's gone there, he has dropped off a little bit. But tonight, he looks really good. Another foul there. Some silly tackles going in from Man City. Rodrigo fouled there by Goncalves. When's Rodri going to be back? Gravemind says, I don't like Vinicius Jr. I think he's a big baby and massively overrated. Another month for Rodri. Weird, isn't it, with Rodri? Like, you know, you have that bad knee injury and then the secondary injuries do come. Oh, just flicked wide by, I think it was Rudiger that time. How do you think Man United are going to do against Brighton, Mark, in the FA Cup, says Rob. I mean, it's just another game. Well, look, it's going to be an interesting game, but, you know, you want to pull out Exeter, don't you, really? I mean, I know we could lose, but I'd rather go with an easy game. Brighton are a difficult game, aren't they? Because I think if you get someone like Spurs, they might actually put their reserves out because they've got Europe. But with Brighton, there's no reason they'd go weak. But they do play a way that benefits us in a way. So Savage says Rodrigo's playing good. Can't wait for the Tyne-Wear derby as a neutral, says Tanish. Some good games this weekend. I mean, Crystal Palace, Man City, although I think Man City will find what we found, a very tired Crystal Palace side because they've got to play on Thursday night. Brighton go to Anfield on Saturday. I think that'll be an interesting one as well. I mean, there's some shit games. I mean, who's watching Arsenal play Wolves on Saturday night at 8 o'clock? I mean, I understand if you're an Arsenal fan, Wolves fans won't watch it, that's for sure. And I certainly won't. Nice switch of the play to Rodrigo. They've been good, Real Madrid, without getting the goal. Vinicius Jr.'s got it on the back post here. But City will win it back with Haaland, who is struggling, but he's won a free kick. Yeah, Crystal Palace have got to go to Shelbourne on Thursday night. So an away game in Europe again. Is good for Man City. Well, tomorrow night's Thursday night, isn't it? Liverpool fan says cinema drunk, and I do love Salah, but to do that when we drew to Leeds like that is our low. I'm not player of C. I'll back my club, my manager, and the rest of the team. De Bruyne handled it better. Thank you very much. Jeds says, what do you think of the Liverpool penalty yesterday? I didn't watch the game, mate. I just saw the result, and I thought that's a good result for them. So I didn't see it, so I can't comment on it, to be honest with you. I know some people said it was a little bit soft. Real Ghost says, you seem to like toxic players. You'd have to give me some examples, mate. I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time, so you know, give me some examples of toxic players that I like. I mean, it's not a rule I live by. I don't go, ooh, is he toxic? Right, I'll consider him. I don't watch enough of Real Madrid or La Liga to really get into whether Vinicius Jr. is toxic or not. I just like the player. Jack says, have you done your Christmas shopping? Not all of it yet. Although I do feel like I've gained a week this year. I feel like I'm operating as if it's like the 17th of December, but it's actually the 10th. So still got 2 weeks. 2 weeks today, innit? Sancho will be emptying his sack. Jay says, Haaland's been a bit quiet, but will probably bang a goal in. That's what he's all about, mate. Although Rudiger does tend to do quite well against him, doesn't he? 2 weeks tonight is Christmas Eve. So good 20 minutes from Real Madrid. Man City probably setting themselves up to counter. I expected them to be a little bit more on the front foot, City. But look, City do give everybody a game, don't they? Like, you can score against City. Good slide tackle by Bellingham. And now City come away with it. Lord Kempo's not started getting presents yet. Are we trusting United's plan yet, says Tuj? Absolutely not. What plan? What plan? Panic? What panic? Any Christmas traditions, Mark, says Tony. Well, yeah, we always have, on Christmas Eve, I always do these Cumberland sausage rolls with, it's like red onions and cranberries. It's really nice. Oh, we always have it every year. I've said to Seb, even if you don't like it, when you're older and you've got your own kids, you have to make them, and then it will just make you remember me. Good defending, City, but Real Madrid have picked this up quite high. Into Vinicius Jr. Lays it off badly. Switch the play, switch the play. Valverde's got loads of space to run into here. Uses Rodrigo. Up against O'Reilly. Doku's back. City putting a lot of work in defensively here. What would you choose if you had to between hash browns or toast? Hash brown. Hash brown. Tom. I tell you what, I haven't had a full English breakfast in ages. There's a local cafe that's not that local. It's about 10 miles away, but they do a great breakfast. I'm thinking the week before Christmas I might just go and treat myself. Rodrigo, another good cross, but nobody's there to get on it. But they've picked it up on the far hand side. Real Madrid have been very impressive in the first 25. Remember, we've got Leipzig live on Friday night. Live match footage on Friday night on the channel. We've got the Bundesliga weekly highlights tomorrow afternoon. Film driving with Goldbridge going to get the breakfast. You're hanging up your stocking on the wall, says Owen. I'll tell you what seems to be the big Christmas present this year. Those noise-cancelling headphones. I guarantee most of you hipsters have got one. Or you're going to get some. 500 quid. 500 quid for headphones. I mean, talk to me. Madueke's just scored goal of the season, apparently. I feel like I should go and watch it. There he is. There he is. It's good. It is good. That's a banger by Madueke. I'm literally telling you my tweet. Yeah, I don't understand why they're like over 400 quid for a pair of headphones. Wallet, yeah, wallet cancelling headphones, says Stuart. My brother-in-law was down a couple of weeks ago and I was saying, what are you getting your eldest? And he was like, he wants those noise-cancelling headphones. And I was like, well, why don't you get him? And he said, they're over 400 quid. I was like, what? I mean, are they any good? Midnight Mass is my favourite Christmas tradition, says Pete. Thanks for your super chats tonight. Ollie says there's a mind reading headset. It reads micro movements in the jaw and knows what you're going to say before you say it. Wow, I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. Let's end the poll. Real Madrid 47% to win, 16% draw and 37% Man City. But it was 51% Man City before the game. Real Madrid are playing the better team, playing better at the moment, Randy. Man City haven't really done anything, although Doku put a cross in there and it's been cleared away. Solar Panel says, I want City to win because I hate Real Madrid. There's some lovely space here into Bellingham. He's got to go wide to Rodrigo. He's got to go wide to Rodrigo, and he does. And Rodrigo, goal. Brilliant play. We knew it. We knew it was coming, and it's a bloody good goal as well. He took it so well. Really pleased for him because I like Rodrigo, and a lovely goal. The pass by Bellingham is absolutely scintillating. Good play by Alvaro Fernandez as well. And Donnarumma can't do anything about it. They deserve the goal as well. They've been the better side in this first half an hour. And Rodrigo has been fantastic. And it's a lovely goal. It's a lovely goal. From back to front, they find the space in the midfield. Bellingham drives forward. And then the weight of pass is superb. Alvaro Fernandez just bullying Bernardo Silva to the ground. Definitely no foul. Little ball into the midfield. Into Bellingham. Then look at the weight of this pass. Yeah. And look how quickly he gets away. I mean, it's a lovely finish. I don't think Donnarumma should get beat from there. I actually do not think Donnarumma should get beat from there. It's a lovely finish by Rodrigo, but I think he's quite far away. I don't think O'Reilly's that far away from him. I think Donnarumma should save that. But a lovely pass by Bellingham and a lovely finish by Rodrigo. And Real Madrid, worthy 1-0 up. I've jinxed Man City, everybody. This is why I don't do predictions for Man United anymore. I said before the game, don't rate that Real Madrid side. I actually think Man City are going to win. And they've been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And Man City have been very quiet, to be fair. Newcastle losing. Need that for Chelsea, says Max. And Stephen Willocks is sitting on a 14-hour flight. ANC headphones are a must. Does it literally cut out? How is it literally like cut noise out? You can't hear anything. Dad says poor goalkeeping. Bit of a pushing and shoving going on here. There was a bit of a knee on Doku there by Asensio. I mean, if he connects with his head, is that not a red? They're really good. You can't hear hardly anything. Could be useful when the mother-in-law comes round. I'm joking. It was an easy joke. Well, Rodrigo's now injured, which is a shame if he has to go off. Hi, Mark. Can I get a yours and the chat's help to reach my goal on TikTok of 5,000 followers for my plant page? Same handle. You're the goat. Plant man, spaceman. Oh, he's injured himself by slipping over. This could be a bad injury for Rodrigo. Oh, God. I tell you what, if he's injured from that, that is absolutely freaky. I think he's going to be okay.
In this moment.
I don't know what that is. Plant man. Oh, God, what have I done there? It is all about plants. Just a guy in my 40s sharing plant education. There you go. Check it out. Plant man, spaceman. Rodrigo's okay. Fair to say this game has top 2 goalkeepers in the world. Shahin. Have we got the 2 best goalkeepers in the world today? I think we've got 2 of the 3. Definitely. I mean, you could say you've got 2 of the 2, but you've definitely got 2 of the 3. Although Kenneth said, I think Onana would have saved that. I think he should have saved that. I think he should have saved that. But I do rate Alisson. Some people rate Neuer still. So Tanishk says Trafford saves that. It's a good play. But the final ball's not good from City. Look, they're losing, Man City, and they're not even in the top 8. They didn't get in the top 8 last year either. So you want to be in the top 8 in the Champions League. You don't want to be playing 2 more games. And look, if you're an Arsenal fan, you'd love to see City playing in the qualifiers. This could be another goal. Good block. Man City need to switch up here. Top 8 means nothing, says Stephen. It literally does, mate. You have to play 2 more games and you can get knocked out before the knockout. I actually think that's a bad take. You want to be in the top 8 because if you're not in the top 8, you play 2 more games when you're trying to go for a title and you might get knocked out. If you're in the top 8, it's 2 less games, you're less tired, there's less jeopardy. As things stand, Man City are in 14th place. But they'd only be 3 points off 8th. So, you know, this probably still be okay. They've got, I don't know what their final 2 games are. Let's have a look at what they've got in January. For some reason, it hasn't got their Champions League fixtures. So, Bodo Glimt and Galatasaray, which they probably win them both, really. They'll probably be all right. They'll be all right. Don't sweat it. Bilbao, PSG 0-0. Benfica are beating Napoli 1-0. Arsenal are beating Club Brugge 1-0. Dortmund are beating Bodo Glimt 1-0. Juventus are 0-0 with Pafos. Leverkusen are beating Newcastle 1-0. And Real Madrid obviously beating Man City 1-0. Grand Perry Krober says, what's for dinner? I've already had it. I don't know what it was. It was HelloFresh. It was very nice. It was like rice and... It was like rice with like beef in a sauce and some runner beans. It was really nice, but I don't know what it was. Cooking with Goldbridge is next week now. It was meant to be tomorrow, but I've had to move it. Would you have signed Voltameda over Sesko, says Mikael? No, I just want to see more of Sesko, really. I don't think we've really seen what he's all about yet. Oh, goal! Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. 1-1. All that work is gone. O'Reilly scores a tap-in. Courtois is crap defending. Crap defending by Real Madrid. And that's an absolute let-off. They've been really bad, Man City. And they've scored with basically their first chance. Corner comes in. Header by Vardiel. And then where is Real Madrid's defence here? I mean, they took Rudiger out of the game, didn't they? Is he fouled? No. Diaz sort of fouls him. Courtois makes a right cock up here. Just shows you, though, in football, doesn't it? You know, you can be dominated for half an hour. But it's terrible defending by Real Madrid. And they've got to start again now. Set pieces, FC. I've mentioned this before. I've mentioned this before so many times that the Premier League are so set piece driven that we are causing people problems. I don't think it's a foul on Rudiger because he pulls Diaz as well. So 1-1. Would Amrin play Fernandes if we still had him, or keep Delo on the left for long throws as Tuchel? I don't know. I don't know is the answer. Okay, maybe not the 2 best goalkeepers in the world, says Shaheen. Well, they both. I think Donnarumma should have saved it, and I think Courtois should have done better there. So you probably jinxed them, Shaheen. I just want it on the record that these Madrid divers are a bit slimy and annoying with their antics, says Corin. Thank you very much. So well done to Man City getting back in it. 1-1 when they've had a very difficult first half here, where Real Madrid have certainly been on top. I mean, look at the stats. It doesn't look good for Man City, but the scoreline certainly does. I say it doesn't look bad for Man City, does it really? I mean, it's not been played out like that. What position should Man United focus on in the summer? Why am I getting asked about Man United when I'm trying to watch a game between Real Madrid and Man City? I don't actually... I speak about Man United a lot on the United Stand, and they sort of irritate me a lot at the moment, so I'd rather just be left alone, Zane. But Man United need midfielders. VSKS must be on Pigeon internet. He says, is it a goal? Yeah, we've been playing for about 5 minutes since it. Lawrence Berry says it's an eventful match between two flawed teams. Maybe even Manchester Derby will be similar, hopefully. Yeah, look, I think that... look, in relation to United, we play Man City middle of next month in the league. You never know. I mean, look, we've got Villa in a couple of weeks and people think we're going to lose. I wouldn't be surprised if we won. That's the whole point of, like, we can lose to anyone and we can beat anyone. Real Madrid have played well, but that's just crap defending, you know. In a big game, you can't expect to be 3-0 up. You've got to defend well as well, and they haven't defended well at all there. And fair play to Man City. It's a good set piece, and they're back level. Villa are playing Basel tomorrow. Palace are playing Shelbourne. Oh, they'll be loving that in Ireland. They'll love that. Shelbourne. I think Shelbourne are Irish. I'm pretty sure they are. I look a right idiot if they're not. But I'm pretty sure, to be sure. Well, I did say Man City would win, but surprising circumstances. Well, they've not won yet either, but I actually thought they'd be more on the front foot than they have been. The thing about Real Madrid though is if you can start, you know, if you can score against them, the crowd can change a little bit and then you've got a chance. And here's O'Reilly again. Oh God, something going on in the box. Haaland wants a penalty. It's Rudiger again. You wouldn't rule it out with Rudiger being a foul, but from the moment they play on, City's starting to play with a bit of confidence now. Please do share the video, by the way. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Nearly at 13k. Doku wins another corner. Fasten your seatbelts, Real Madrid fans. Fasten your seatbelts. They play in Tolka Park, just off the airport road, says Kenneth. Yeah, I knew really. Kylie says, do you think Maresca has a fullback addiction? Potential penalty check. VAR. Potential penalty check. Do you think Irish teams can make it far in Europe in the next couple of years? Is Raising? I don't know. I don't know, mate. It's a long time since I've had any idea. It's one of those. He's going to have a look at it. Penalty Man City, I think. It's one of those. I think it's one of those where if they're having a potential look at it, this would be amazing. Man City going ahead. Probably is a penalty. He's going to give that. 100% he's going to give that because Haaland's got ahead of him and he's going to get on the end of it. Penalty. Wow. I mean, Real Madrid here, fair play to City, but Real Madrid have shot themselves in the foot. They've been the better team for half an hour. They've scored the goal. And Man City will go 2-1 in at half-time. Funny old game football, isn't it? You would not have seen... 10 minutes ago, you would not have considered this. Man City weren't even in the game. And they've self-imploded here. Rudiger is a prat. Like... The goal on both of these goals for Man City, he's been grabbing older people thinking it's bloody WWE. Shahin says the Liverpool penalty was softer than that. I think that is a penalty, though. I think he's grabbed him. He's not looking at the ball, and there's a very good chance Haaland would have won the header there. So, someone says Haaland misses these. Could be playing at Real Madrid in the next couple of years. Didn't miss that one. 2-1. Did Trossard get injured to ref the City game, says Touge. Serious Mark, what happened to this generation of footballers cheering up the crowd for winning a tackle that goes to a corner, throw-ins, bunch of something else, says Peter. Yeah, I don't know what the modern phenomenon obsession with celebrating corners and throw-ins and tackles is all about, but yeah, a lot of them do it now. Right, well, this is interesting now because Real Madrid played really well for half an hour. Man City are now 2-1 in front, which sets it up for a very interesting second half. Look at Haaland there. Just walking along with a big smile on his face. He knows what he's doing, innit? Rudiger's on a yellow as well. Funny thing tonight is I've been pretty complimentary of Man City this season in the way they've played. But tonight, I think even the staunchest City fan would be saying, we'll take that because we haven't actually been that good. Yeah, very good result for Man City. I mean, as it stands, that puts Man City into the... I would say it puts them into the top 8, does it? Yeah, it puts them into 4th place. Arsenal are top at the moment. They've won every game. Ooh. Man, a Real Madrid player's down saying he was pulled to the ground. We're going to see a lot of that. O'Reilly on the break. Cuts it back. Haaland! Great save, Courtois. Great save, Courtois. From Bernardo Silva. That could have been 3. Real Madrid are imploding in front of our eyes here. I mean, that is a penalty. That's a penalty for Real Madrid. He's got his shirt and he pulled him to the ground. That's a penalty for Madrid, surely. I can't believe they've not given that. I can't believe they've not reviewed that one for Real Madrid when he's got his shirt and pulled him to the ground. Madness. Somebody said he pulled first, to be fair, Mark. I mean, I've only watched it out the corner of my eye, so maybe there was something else going on. But from what I saw, he's definitely got his shirt and he pulls him. So maybe there was a bit from the other side as well. Look, they've looked at it and they're not giving it. And I think if they remember where we are, they would have given it if it was. So it must have been a bit 50-50. And they've obviously reviewed it, so I don't think it's going to be one. Real Madrid is such a classless institution, always whining, says Vishal. If you're Alonso, what's your half-time talk? I love Manager Bridge. You can manage my team all day, says Sully. And ski vacation or beach vacation, says Jade. I've never been skiing, so it'd have to be beach. Sue says sacking Ancelotti was a mistake. Referee's got his work cut out here. There's starting to be a little bit of dissent from Madrid. Here it is. Asensio. Well, I can't tell from that angle. But Courtois made 2 great saves on the counter from Man City, who very nearly made it 3. Good game. Good game. That's what we want. It's a good game. You can't take your eye off it. And to be honest with you, it's probably better for the game if Man City are winning, because Real Madrid have got to attack second half. So, fantastic half of football, I've got to say. Really enjoying it. That makes me sound like I'm being paid. I've got to say, fantastic half. I'm really enjoying it. But no, I have enjoyed it. And remember, we've still got the possibility of Mbappe coming on in the second half for Madrid. Lovely play by Cherky. Gets tackled. Wants a foul. Don't think it was. And half time. What a half. Very, very good. Haaland has a quick word. There we go. Give us your thoughts. Let's turn the clock off. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're watching, by the way. Welcome to That's Football. Everybody's welcome here. Daily content across all football. That's why we're doing Champions League. We're closing on 444,000. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Give us your thoughts on the game at half-time. Look, I thought Real Madrid started really, really well and deservedly scored. But from that point, they've let it go. Amazingly. And fair play to Manchester City, who are growing in confidence in the Premier League. We're seeing that week to week. They've scored from a set piece, and it is a penalty. So, look, Real Madrid have shot themselves in the foot. Haaland's penalty is a penalty. Like, the cross is heading towards his head. Rudiger's lost his player. He's not going to win the header. He's grabbed hold of him. Soft or not, you can see why it's been given. Should it have been a penalty for them? From the angles I've seen, it looks like a penalty, but somebody said that he grabs the shirt first, so hopefully they'll show us another angle at half-time. But who are you rooting for, Mark? I don't really care, Squeen, actually. I really don't. That's why I like doing this channel. Man City against Real Madrid, for me, is a game I want to watch. I'd probably prefer Real Madrid to win, because obviously Man City are our rival. But then again, part of me is like, you know, Premier League beating La Liga's best team. Is that a bad thing? So I'm not massively bothered, to be honest. I need to watch The Grinch. I haven't watched that for a couple of years. I'll tell you what, I watched Charlie Brown's Christmas. That's crap. I found it really boring. I know it was made in the 60s, but it didn't even have a couple of characters I remember when I used to watch it. In your opinion, can Man City clutch the EPL? Kolacherry. They've got a good chance. They've got a good chance, but I still think Arsenal are favourites. Yeah, that's her name. Lucy's not in it. Peppermint Polly, or whatever her name, she's not in it. Lucy's in it, but Peppermint somebody's not in it. Yeah, Peppermint somebody. I can't remember her bloody name. I used to watch it when I was a kid, and I'd never watched Charlie Brown's Christmas, and it's on Apple TV. So I watched it, and I was like, I'm putting Royal Family back on. Peppermint Patty, that's it. There we go. It's a Wonderful Life's brilliant, Carlo, yeah. So look, I think we're set up for a brilliant game in the second half. Real Madrid have played some good football. They're going to have to play some good football in the second half. Obviously, we're already hearing rumours of Alonso being in the firing line, and we're hearing that if he loses tonight, he could be gone. I think he's going to end up going at some point anyway, and then it'd be very interesting if Liverpool would move for him at a time when Slot's in danger as well. But look, they've played quite well, but they are losing 2-1 here, and Man City are playing quite an intelligent game here now. They're quite mentally focused, whereas Real Madrid are starting to lose their patience. What would my half-time team talk be, says Sully, if I was Real Madrid? It's difficult because I think they've played good football, but I'd be saying, like, you know, there's no point playing good football if you can't do the dirty things well. And we're talking football. Like, you've got to defend set pieces. You know, you can't leave it to somebody else. When I look at the goal that they concede, the first header, fine. But when Courtois spills it, why is there 3 Man City players in the 6-yard box waiting to tap it in? Where's everybody else? Take responsibility. So look, it's all fine and well playing good football, but you've got to concentrate and work for your colleagues as well and be organised, and they haven't done that. Rudiger, Vinicius Junior, and Asensio are right crybaby Pratt, says Vipple. And it's disgusting how shameless Madrid players are and fans, says Imi. Thank you very much for that. You've done Jades as well. Who would be the next Real Madrid manager, by the way? Again, I don't follow La Liga anymore. And I know that there's talk of Alonso going, but who would be the next Real Madrid manager? Have they got somebody sort of lined up, ready to go? I'm just looking at Ten Hag. Zidane. Southgate would be a great choice, Lee. I think Real Madrid fans might not know a lot about Southgate, but look, incredible guy, and he'd work really well. I doubt Fabregas would do it because he's Barcelona, not Real Madrid, Mr. Bunn. Jurgen Klopp. I don't know whether he'd fancy that. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be anybody that stands out in the chat as to where they would go with regards to that one. So, could go back for Ancelotti. I don't think he'd go back. What do you think is Real Madrid's issue? For me, it's ego, says Raj. I think that with Real Madrid, it's a very difficult job to do, because you bring a manager in, like Alonso, who's done very well at Leverkusen in a certain system, and then he comes into Real Madrid and you know, he's got a certain way of playing, and you've got to fit into the system, and then you upset ego players and they're powerful players. It's not like Leverkusen, you know, if you're not happy, shut up. At Real Madrid, if you're not happy, you know, it can be a problem. And ultimately, player power tends to win because they've got the power to not perform. And as Franco says, Madrid's issue is it's player FC, exactly. So if this doesn't work out, then you've got to look to bring in a player. Joelin Lescott's definitely done something to his hairline, hasn't he? He never had it that low. I'm sorry, I'm say what you see, but I couldn't figure out who it was for a moment. And I went, that's Joelin Lescott. He's definitely done something with his hairline. It wasn't that low, was it? Nothing wrong with that. Terry's done it. On Football Terrace, he's admitted it. Nothing wrong with doing that, but I'm sure his hairline was a bit higher. I'd do it. If I was going bold, I'd do it. Don't worry about it. I'm just a little bit worried someone's going to say it's not Joelin Lescott now, but I'm pretty sure it is, and he's just changed his hair. What do you think is Madrid's issue? For me, it's ego, says Raj as well. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I think Real Madrid's problem is player FC, so you've basically got to get a manager in who's very good that can look after the egos, especially in the attack. You've got Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, you know, they're big ego players, and you've got to keep them happy, definitely. ZMP says, you are going bold, Mark. I'm not. I'm just going grey. There's a difference. My hairline's been the same for like 20 years. And if I was, I wouldn't be going bold because I'd pay. Mourinho is winning against Napoli. Yeah, half-time scores, just very, very quickly, actually. We'll go through those. So, Benfica are beating Napoli 1-0. Arsenal are in Bruges, are winning 1-0. Dortmund are drawing against Bodo Glimt. Juventus are drawing with Paphos. And it is Joelin Lescott. Leverkusen are beating Newcastle 1-0 as well. Bruno Guimaraes scored. What? Why have they not put it down as an own goal? Yeah, it must be an own goal. I was going to say, is there a Bruno Guimaraes who plays for Leverkusen? They just haven't put OG next to it. Yeah, they're losing 1-0 there, Newcastle. So Newcastle could be in a bit of bother because they're only 2 points from being out of the qualifiers as well. Newcastle in 16th place. Yeah. Interesting. Elf on the Shelf. Does anyone else have to do Elf on the Shelf every night? Is it safe to talk about it at 9 o'clock at night? I don't think it is. I'll leave it there. Yeah. Are you hanging up your stocking on the wall, says Harry. Not quite yet, but I've got a few ready to do. Toasty says, I like shiny, bold heads. Kitchen is done. Just about. I've got one little thing I need to get done, and then I'm going to be ready. But I couldn't have done cooking with Goldbridge this week anyway, because other things are going on that are quite busy. So, yeah. Do you think Yamal will win the Ballon d'Or this year? Says 2Ink. Ballon d'Or this year? Oh no, we've got the World Cup's an impact on that. So I would imagine they'll be looking at who does well in Europe, who does well domestically, and who does well in the World Cup. I think they'll look at all those things. Did you see the Son speech yesterday at the Spurs Stadium to the fans? Made me shed tears. I haven't seen it, Jade. Have you ever been to Croatia and did you like it here? Says I'm Prez. No, I've never been. I know a lot of people who have been there on weekends away and holidays and stuff, and they do always come back and say very reasonably priced, good weather, good times. So there we go. Shout out to Croatia, even though I've never been. I'll tell you where I did go a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't really mentioned it much, New York. But no, the reason I mention it is because since I've been to New York, whenever I log on to like Instagram, obviously knows I've been to New York, so I get little like reels. Oh my God. Oh my God. I thought it was busy when I went a couple of weeks ago. It is. There was a place called Bryant Park Christmas Market where they've got an ice rink and loads of really nice food stores. It was busy when I went. Oh my God. It's like you can't move. It's like sardines in a tin. It's that balance, isn't it? I know a few people who are going to New York like next week, and it's like you want to go as close as you can to Christmas, but so does the rest of the world. So busy. But it's a massive city, and there's loads you can do, of course. That Mark Unk pick from NYC was goated. What's that? I don't know what that is. There you go. Jade's off to New York in 6 days. Yeah, fantastic. I really like it. I did go to the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge. I've got a very good picture on my Instagram. Go and check it out. Anyway, right. This second half's going to be lit, I think. Not shit. I think it's going to be lit. So I'm very excited about it. Make sure you smash a like on the video, by the way. And final predictions for the match. Well, I said Man City were going to win. And that was my pre-match prediction. And, we don't do change a prediction here. This is not cash out early. This is stick with what you said before the game. And I'm going to stick with Man City winning because that's what I said before the game. I must admit, they're not winning it the way I thought. I actually thought Real Madrid's side looked a little bit weak. And Man City, in the way they're playing at the moment, might be able to, express themselves better. But they're winning in the way I think we've seen a lot of Premier League clubs in Europe do this year. The set-piece game is strong. Eugene says lit, pushing 50, man. Yeah, but mate, you're clearly not somebody who's in their 40s. So until you're there, don't judge people because I still pick up a PS5 controller you know, nothing really changes apart from you get a bad back in the morning. What's the best country you visited? There's a lot more countries I want to visit, so I'm not going to play that game. There's places I like, but I want to see a lot more. This Madueke goal, oh, it's fire. It's a brilliant goal. I know it's against Club Bruges, but that would be in against Barcelona. Really good goal. Madueke has been a really good signing for Arsenal. And although, as a non-Arsenal fan, I thought it was a weird signing, I think the Arsenal fans' reaction to it was a bit harsh. It's absolutely fine for a Man United fan to say, what a weird signing, or a Liverpool fan to say, what a weird signing. But I thought some Arsenal fans' reaction to it was a little bit overboard, considering he was signing for your club. And I'm always a firm believer that you have to back a player. I mean, I never wanted Lukaku, really. I didn't want Matic. Alonso talking to the ref. He's probably saying it should have been a penalty. I like Alonso. I think he's got a lot of class. I know I've got no reason to like Alonso because he never played for Man United. He played for Liverpool and Real Madrid. But I think he's a guy with a lot of class. I feel bad for him at Real Madrid. I think he's a good coach, but I think Real Madrid's a different animal and he's quite young. If I was Liverpool, I'd be all over that. If he gets sacked by Real Madrid, I'd be all over that. I think you've got potentially the next big manager there who's gone to the wrong he's gone to the wrong club too soon. Were you in New York working on MLS viewing rights, says NG? I cannot confirm nor deny anything as to why I was there. There was a bit of work. Eugene says, I'd love Alonso at Man United. I don't think he'd do it. Alexander says, has Mark mentioned Nico as Pep's new Rodri yet? Not tonight. I have mentioned it in previous weeks. I think he's been really good this season. I think the sad thing is what's going on with Rodri. Like, I thought he would be back, and he keeps having these sort of setbacks, which can happen. But the concern has to be, can they get him back to what he was? It's going to be a good second half, though. Real Madrid have got to step this up. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a red card for Rudiger. It's going to go one or two ways, this game, isn't it? Real Madrid are going to react, or they're going to implode. Jackson says, I don't think we'll see Rodri get back to that level again. I mean, he was absolutely brilliant, wasn't he, as well? He was absolutely brilliant. Deserved winner of the Ballon d'Or. That's how good he was. Foden's been a bit quiet, says Tash. Gav says 2 red cards incoming. Well, Real Madrid have got to push this here, and Man City have got to be disciplined. Lovely turn here by Rodrigo. Man City just got to be disciplined and hit the space, hit the counter. Need to switch it here. God, taking too long. That switch was too long. That needed to be switched like a lot quicker. The switch is on for Real Madrid. You know, like PSG, they can switch the ball really quickly. Look at the switch. It's on the right-hand side. Look how much space Man City are giving each side. You've got to hit that ball now. Look on the far right. I mean, you can't do it from a throw-in, but you got to like that needs to be going there now. It's on all the time. You can't just pass along the back four to do it. You've got to hit it quicker. Too slow. If I said, Zuta said, if I said, hi, buy you a beer, can we be friends? I don't know what that means, mate. If I was in a bar and you bought me a beer, I'd say, I'd give you like a couple of sentences. Fair. Madueke scored again. 2-0. I mean, Arsenal were always going to beat Club Bruges. It's a bit like Man United against Wolves, but in fact, Arsenal got Wolves, haven't they? I tell you what, I don't think Wolves will play like they did against us, against Arsenal. I think they probably will sit back. But, God, I couldn't believe how open they were. We really could have scored 8 goals. Apparently that goal for Madueke wasn't as good. Haaland's down injured. I think he's got a kick in the nuts. By the look, yeah. Right in the nuts. I mean, it's not nice for Haaland, but as a Man City fan, you'd probably be going, that's going to be okay. Yeah, ball in the nuts. I've had that before. It does a... He's laughing about it. I can't remember which trial it was. I think I had a trial with Northampton Town when I was about 15. And I was playing... In trials, they put you into different positions. I think I said midfield, but they move you around in the trial. So I was playing at centre-back, and the standard was good. It was a trial, and you play with the actual academy. That's how trials always work. You train, you trial against their current academy because they want to see if you're good enough. And first couple of minutes, it was really high level, and I won a couple of headers, and I was quite happy with it. And then the stupid bloody right back pisses off and leaves the winger. And I turn around and the cross comes along the penalty box to the left winger, and the right back's nowhere to be seen. So I sprint across to block with my legs wide open. He smashes the shit out of it right in my balls. The ball hits me right in the balls. And it was one of those cold days where the ball feels like concrete. I felt like my bloody balls were going to hit the back of my eyelids. And I've never known anything like it. And my stepdad, who took me to the trial, was on the side, and I was like this. I want to go home. I want to go home. And he was like, you're not bloody going home. We've drove 2 hours to get here. Run it off. I was like, I haven't got any bloody legs to run it off. It absolutely killed. And nothing mattered at that point. I never wanted to play football again. It was absolute agony. Horrible pain. I promise I'm cool. Can I at least get a hug, says Zuta. No, you see, you wander into territory now. Newcastle have just equalised. Gordon's alive. It's 1-1. That's a good goal for Newcastle, that is. 1-0 down in Leverkusen, and they've equalised. Man City on the attack here with Doku. Good play by Doku. Good tackle. And Alvaro does very, very well. Very, very well. He skipped through 3 tackles here. And he gets it into Vinny. That's a lovely bit of defending from his own block box. Look at Real Madrid on the counter. Nice ball into Rodrigo. He's just got to wait. Oh, my God, Bellingham. What are you doing? He kicks the advertising board because he's fucked that up. Gets played in and goes for a dink when he should be just squaring this. Brilliant play by Alvaro. Bellingham there. What is he thinking about? Is he gone too elegant? I mean, to be fair, the cutback's not massively on, but the shot wasn't very good. He should have blasted it, really. He should blast that low across the face to the far post. Haaland Jr. is officially extinct, says Zuta. Lovely breakaway by Real Madrid, and again it comes from Alvaro. Real Madrid have been delightful in the attack. They really have. Just vulnerable at the back. Here's Cherky. Into Haaland. Cherky, he's in the box. Oh my God, I thought it had gone in. Courtois just drops on it. Deflected. And Courtois somehow kept hold of that. But now it's Bellingham coming forward again. Into Rodrigo again. Oh, and I tell you what, they're getting chances. A good game, this. Good game. Does City sell Rodri silver and stones in the summer, says Who to Blame? Well, knowing Pep, he probably would. His ability to move players on when they need to be moved on is legendary, isn't it? 12,960. Please share the video. Let's see if we can get to 13k. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please do subscribe as well. It's end-to-end stuff. We're loving this, says Lee. It's a fantastic game of football. Fantastic game. Rebecca says I'm in the top 0.2% of viewers on my YouTube wrap. Well done, if you're still getting that. Mbappe is also an option for Real Madrid on the bench. Yeah, as I said, I think some of Real Madrid's passing movement's been brilliant. And they've definitely been the better footballing side tonight, which has surprised me because I think Man City have played some good stuff this year. But credit to City, they were in front. And they've got something to hold on to here, and they'd be foolish to start opening up. You know, you've got to soak it up and look to exploit the space on the counter. Can you call my brother Ryan a prat, please? Says Brad BT. Apparently you're a prat, Ryan. Super chats are working, Zetty, because I've just read one out. Benfica are 2-0 up against Napoli now. Barcelona are top of the league, aren't they, at the moment? Barcelona have got 40 points. Real Madrid have got 36. Villarreal have got 35. Yeah? I mean, in La Liga, Real Madrid have won 1 of their last 5, whereas Barcelona have won 5 in a row. I think Asensio's going to get booked now as well. He's got both centre-backs on a yellow card. And Doku's got it on the left-hand side. They're queuing up here. Too greedy. Too greedy there. He's got people on the edge of the box. You can't get in them positions and waste it. Great tackle there. I think that was Nico, wasn't it? The new Rodri, as people are saying. Hope you're well, Bridge. United is depressing me a lot, says Mitesh. Yeah, it's nice we can have some escapism and watch some good football, isn't it? Although we did beat Wolves. We did beat Wolves on Monday. That's the real quiz. Next goal is going to be key in this. This has been a good game, says David. It has been a very good game. I think the best game I've watched this season is Barca PSG. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich PSG in the first half was very good as well. Arsenal 3-0 up. Wolves have not won a game this season, Lord Kempo, and I don't think they will anytime soon. It's hard to see when Wolves will win a game. We've got them again before New Year. Lovely feet by Bernardo there, but doesn't quite get away. Free kick on Vinny. What you reckon is up with Real Madrid, Mark? No spark, says Adam. Honestly, I think Real Madrid's problem is midfield. But I don't watch La Liga enough. But looking at them, I don't know why. I'm not absolutely convinced about Tchouaméni. I'm certainly not convinced about Ceballos. And if you look at Real Madrid over the last 10 years with the likes of, you know, Modric and Kroos and even Casemiro, I think they need to. I think they need to go through a bit of a rebuild. And also, are the players really suitable for Alonso's system, which is more about the system than the individual as well. So, but it wouldn't be unlike Real Madrid to make a mistake in relation to recruitment of a manager. I mean, you know, they've sacked a lot of managers as much as they've been successful. And it feels like Alonso might be inevitably sacked at some point. Maybe even after this if they lose. Are they better without Mbappe? I mean, I understand why you go for Mbappe. He's one of the best players in the world, and Real Madrid always look for them. But on the other hand, I also think they were an amazing team before they bought Mbappe, and they looked like they were ready to dominate. Looks like Guller's coming on here. Is Gehi to Liverpool more important than ever right now, says Sora. I don't know whether that's going to happen. I don't know whether that's going to happen in January. Logically, you'd think it would, but maybe they're just going to wait and get him for free at the end of the season. Dr. Dan says, I think City have been solid since the penalty. Damini, thank you very much for your super chat. He says, I wish you had a baller league team. You know what, mate? I didn't. Only when you mentioned it, I realised what you're on about. Lovely ball, Donnarumma. That should have been 2, could have been 3. Little dink and Donnarumma, Courtois. Brilliant little palm away. Look, there was 2 Man City players going for it. It's a penalty because Cherky. You got a feel for Cherky there. He's been absolutely clattered in the box. He goes down wanting a penalty, and it's Bernardo Silva who did it. It's definitely a penalty, but it's Bernardo Silva who does it. He gets absolutely took out, and, you know, your natural instinct is pen ref, and he actually turns around going pen and then realises it's Bernardo Silva who takes him out. Definitely a foul, just the problem was it was a Man City player. They're on the attack here again here. City probably had 2 of the better chances apart from Bellingham's. Yeah, just to answer your question on the Baller League. I didn't even... It doesn't register for me. I don't see anything. It's not... I don't see it timeline or anything like that this season. So I couldn't tell you anything about it this year. Foden's been ghosted. Yeah, well, somebody said it at half-time scares that Foden's been very quiet. And to be honest with you, he has been very quiet this game. Playing very well at the moment recently, but he has been very quiet today. Career mode's back next week, Dr. Dan, yeah. Half an hour to go here. Of course, the dangerous thing is we haven't really seen Man City play that well in this game yet. And if they have a good 20 minutes, they could probably put this game to bed. I feel like Alonso might have to make a change here. This is it. Cherky into the box. And he gets tripped by Bernardo Silva. He's looking for the contact from a Real Madrid player, and it is close, but it is Bernardo Silva who takes him out. Who is flop of the season in the Premier League this season? Top 3, says Dan. God. You've got to go towards Liverpool, haven't you? It's a lovely ball by Donnarumma down the wing there to Doku. He could really... Asensio on a yellow card as well. Oh, Haaland nearly gets the tap in. Good play by Doku. Give him the space. That's what he can do. I think it's really difficult to not go to Liverpool and say, well, Wirtz cost 100 and something million. Isak cost 100 and something million. And they're not working at the moment. I mean, I do think they will... in time get better, but at the moment I think you've got to include those 2 and Wizza I mean, Wizza at Newcastle. I mean, again, I think Wizza, Wirtz, and Isak could all come good, but for the money that was paid and what they've given, you could almost throw Kirkes in there as well. He was brilliant for Bournemouth. At Liverpool, he looks really, really way below. But it is too early. I do think it's early. I mean, you look at Gravenberch in his first season, Fabinho in his first season. If we're talking about Liverpool, they were a bit indifferent and then became brilliant. So, and Wizza has been injured really, but look, they've still spent a lot of money on him and he's done nothing. City could kill this game off here. This was brilliant by Courtois because they're queuing up there, Foden, and this is more like the City I thought we were going to see before the game. Astron says, what's your thoughts on Australia's social media ban for under-16s? Well, it might be controversial here, but I actually am aware of this because we were talking about it at dinner tonight with my kids, and I don't know whether a complete ban's a good idea, but I do think something needs to be done because I don't think it's good to have kids lying in their bedrooms on their phones for hours and hours and hours. And also, I don't think it's good for kids to be on their phones just before they go to bed either. But a total ban probably seems a little bit over the top to me, but I do think it's down to parenting and controls. Like, kids shouldn't be just sat there on their phones like this, for hours and hours and hours and hours. The scariest thing as well as a parent is that a lot of the stuff they're on TikTok, there is no safeguarding on there at all. Like, it's not like if you're watching CBeebies or something. Like, it's just somebody with a phone. So I think that there needs to be better regulations for kids, because I think when I was growing up, like, it was such a more sheltered lifestyle than what these kids have, where they're just relentlessly, almost like being indoctrinated into God knows what. So I think there needs to be control. I don't know whether a total ban's right, but there should be controls, yeah. I reckon Xabi wants to sub himself in right now, says Fern. The game is drifting towards City the last 5 minutes. I don't know whether that's a fitness thing, and it's worth considering. I always say this in Europe, like, the fitness of the Premier League players will be higher because they play in a more intense league. But Real Madrid are starting to drop off here. Apparently, Viz's on the bench tonight, says Adam. And Coleman says under-16s and long-term unemployed should be banned from TikTok. Why are we banning the long-term unemployed? Is that a valid theory? Stephen Rossi says, do you think football at some point will move away from teams focusing so heavily on systems instead of individual play? I hope so. I think individual play is always the most exciting when you've got people running at people. Who's your favourite for the Champions League, Mark, says My Pink. Well, I don't think you can rule Man City out if they can play like this and like how they have done for the last few weeks. I don't think Barcelona or Real Madrid are going to win it. I think outside the Premier League, PSG and Bayern look the best. Bayern and PSG outside of the Prem. Arsenal, Man City in the Prem at the moment. They'd be my 4. Joe says, makes a good point though. Of course, I think at this stage of the season, the Premier League is probably probably fitter than most teams in Europe. But obviously, they get their winter break, which can help them in the second half of the season. Bellingham's been awful, says Amas. I mean, he had a part to play in the goal for Real Madrid, but he's not got hold of the game as much as you would want him to. Good defending there from Nunez with Vinicius Jr. bearing down on him. Well, no Mbappe yet. Ceballos for Diaz. If Man United were in the Champions League, would we get through the league phase? I think a lot of people would like to say no, but remember, like last season, Spurs and Man United were absolutely dreadful and comfortably got to the final of the Europa League. So there is an advantage being a Premier League side in Europe. You're quicker. Casemiro was a bloody beast in the Europa League last year. In the Premier League, it's not the same. What about a dark horse in the Champions League? Liverpool? They'd have to be considered a dark... I mean, it's amazing to say that, but at this stage of the season, Liverpool would have to be considered a dark horse. And then one of the Spanish teams, Real Madrid or Barcelona. Do you reckon Casemiro can speak English, says Adam? I'd be surprised if he can't. 2 crap deliveries from Foden, says Kenneth. You did say PSG, an Italian club, had no chance last year to go to the finals, so Barca Madrid final confirmed, says Suter. Thank you. Oh, bit of space here for Real Madrid. How's Vinny on the right-hand side? They're not moving the ball quick enough now. Real Madrid, Man City are getting their players back. There's not as much space. Maybe Real Madrid are tiring. That ball needed to go there in front of him there. For fuck's sake, mate. Doku's looking tired. A total ban, says Dan, is punishing kids with good parents who monitor their usage. Someone else ruins it for everyone. It should be up to each individual parents how well they protect their kids. You're right, Dan. But what about the kids who don't have protective parents? It's the same. Look, I said this a couple of weeks ago. In the UK, we used to get adverts when I was a kid for Mars Bar, Snickers, Twix. You know, I'd be watching bloody Grange Hill and, well, not Grange Hill because they didn't have adverts on the BBC, but you know what I mean. I'd see adverts for Coca-Cola, Tango, crisps, chocolate bars. Never did me or my mates any harm at all. You can't watch those adverts anymore because some parents let their kids get fat. So now none of us can watch adverts for Mars bars or, you know, packets of crisps because it might, you know, the government think it means everyone's going to get fat. No, it doesn't. It's the parents who feed them 20 bags of crisps and 5 Mars bars. So you are right in that sense. Have you watched the Ashes this year, says Vipul? Be in English, no. No. Philip says, isn't it crazy how Arsenal have a higher net spend this season and everyone talks about how Liverpool spent so much unfairly? Also, United has more. No, Philip. Sorry. You're not glazing over that bad comment at all. The reason people talk about how much Liverpool spent is because they're crap. The reason people don't talk about how much Arsenal spent is because they're top of the league and they're top of the Champions League. So you can't do that. There's context to that, isn't there? The reason people are talking about Liverpool is because you bought 2 players over £100 million who are flopping. So, you know, that's why. If Arsenal were where you were, people would be talking about the money they've spent. Well, interesting substitutions here from Pep. He's took Haaland off and he's took Cherky off. Obviously backs his squad. Afcon or CONCACAF, I can't pronounce it, which is the best, as who to blame. I don't watch either, so chat can decide. Do you think Xavi will get sacked, Mark, if Madrid lose? I think if he does get sacked, and it's nothing to do with me, but if he does get sacked, surely Liverpool would be looking at Alonso going, that's the guy we wanted in the first place. And I don't think he's tainted by Real Madrid not going well. I still think he's a good coach. Joe says the AFCON's better. An African team could win the World Cup next year. Mate, I'd be pleasantly surprised if that's true, but in the limited international experience I've got beyond well, not even Europe. I don't even know how good Germany are this year, to be honest. I'd be surprised if we've seen an improvement over the last 4 years enough to quantify an African team winning the World Cup. Just don't think they've got the squads. When you look at the squads of France and Spain and England and Germany and Portugal, I'd be very surprised if there's an African nation that's got 16 top quality players. Newcastle are back. Newcastle are in front now against Leverkusen. That's a very good result for them. I think Newcastle are stepping it up at the moment. I think Eddie Howe's got them going. Dortmund are winning 2-1 against Bodo Glimt as well. Brandt made it 2-1, his second goal. Benfica, as we know, are winning against Napoli. They're 2-0 up. PSG 0-0 with Atletico Bilbao in Bilbao. Arsenal 3-0 up against Club Brugge. Juventus are now 2-0 up against Paphos. And Newcastle, as we said, 2-1 up. Miley has just made it 2-1 there. So going well for the English teams tonight. Chelsea lost. I tell you what, I heard about the Liverpool game. I didn't watch either game last night, but I didn't pick up anything on the Chelsea game until today when I saw they lost. I was like, ooh, it's not Chelsea going through a really. I would not have predicted that. After that Arsenal draw with 10 men, I would not have predicted that they'd lose 2 of the next 3 and draw 1. I thought they would have come out of that with their tails up, going, look what we've just done against Arsenal with 10 men, and they've really fell off, haven't they? Let's have a look at what his team was. So it was against Atalanta, wasn't it? Atalanta, 2-1. Gittins, Neto, Enzo, Pedro, Caicedo, James. It was a good team. Picked a good team. Bellingham's been really greedy, hasn't he? I've always said it about Chelsea. I've always said it again about Chelsea. They need experience. They need 2 players with experience. Stick Victor Osimhen up front, different team. Go Bird says Maresca's going to be the guy before the guy. Don't think failure at Real Madrid taints anyone. It's an impossible job, says Adam Baldwin. Exactly, that's what I mean. Like, I think Liverpool, if they're not happy with Slot, Alonso might be the guy. Good. Oh, no. Not going to give anything for that. Oh, he has given it. He's given a yellow card. Is it a penalty as well? I don't know what's going on here. O'Reilly. No, it's outside the box. I mean, it looks very soft, that. That's a soft free kick, that is. I don't think that should be a yellow card. Could apply that idea to everything, though, in which case it's turning into communism, bans give an incentive to be broken, which will worsen the situation, says Dan Gleeballs. Thank you very much for your super chat, Dan. Jono as well. So another free kick on the edge of the box here for Real Madrid. Doesn't look like Mbappe is fit to play, Sully. No. He's not come on, and there's 15 minutes to go. Galaire's on it. Headed away. I don't know what it is with Real Madrid. They played well in the first half, and they started the second half quite well, but they're fading in this game. They've not caused Man City the problems they were causing. I don't know whether that's fatigue or the subs just haven't made an impact. Oh, that was a big chance, though. Lovely cross by Vinny. And, no, it wasn't a cross by Vinny because it was Vinny who got on the header. He can't be in two places at once. I don't know who put the cross in. Rodrigo. He's on the other side. Oh, he's got to score that. Lovely cross by Rodrigo. I mean, Rodrigo's got such a good cross on him, hasn't he? He has got a lot. He's got a very good cross on him, Rodrigo. No, I haven't played Fantasy Premier League this year. No. Norgard's playing at centre-back, apparently, for Arsenal. Orgito says that past 10 minutes, ref is giving it all to Real Madrid. Endrick's going to come on, so Mbappe's clearly... It's one of them weird ones, isn't it? Why is he on the bench then? Because if you can't bring him on when you're losing 2-1, what was the point in putting him on the bench? My son Rudy says Neymar is the best player ever, says Jason. Nah. Got a lot to learn. Ref's losing it. Says centre Bren. Asensio is coming off at Endrick, so they're probably going 3 at the back here. Kenneth says the shithousery has gone missing with Real. Bundesliga in the mud tonight. What's happened to Dortmund? Well, they were winning last time I had a look. They're drawing with Bodo Glimt now. Says, well, thanks, Welsh Wing. Light Through Chaos says Neymar is the most overrated player of the last 40 years. I mean, it's got to go wide right, Bellingham there, and he does, and it's a cross, and it's another corner. Look at how they're celebrating corners here, Man City. It's weird. They're not the only ones who do it. We were literally talking about this the first half. Defenders, the way they celebrate blocking for corners now, I just think it's premature. Do you think Neymar will go to the World Cup, says Dan? I haven't got a bloody clue, mate. Got no idea. I mean, I'd like to see him at the World Cup, but I don't know whether he'll go. Oh, what a miss on the back post. Vinny again. I mean, it's difficult, but you'd think he'd do it. Comes to him on the back post, on the volley. It's a great clearance, but he needs to be scoring that. Oh, yeah, I'd score that. Why not go with your head? I feel bad for Alonso. Mate, get yourself out of there and go to a club that'll appreciate you. I just don't think this is going to work for you. Pep taking off Cherky has made City go quiet, says Orgito. He's off. That's got to be a second yellow for Rodrigo. Rudiger, he's got to go. It's got to be a second yellow. It's got to go. How's that? Well, it's not a penalty, but he's got to go. That is weird refereeing that. That is proper weird how he's not giving him a second yellow there. That's disgusting. I mean, he's took him out in a position where he would have been in on goal, and he's on a yellow card, and the referee's gone with 10 minutes to go. There's 10 seconds to go. Okay, maybe don't do it. With 10 minutes to go, come on. RQ says it shouldn't be a yellow card. Shocking refereeing that is. Vinny is just Timo Werner in disguise, says Jade. Pep got a yellow card, apparently. City fan. I'm being called a City fan now. That's hilarious. Like, there'll be City fans in here going, he's definitely not a City fan. I never, ever give City any credit. But, you know what? I watch games fairly, and that's a yellow card, and he's already on a yellow card. So, very lucky for Madrid. I don't know why Mbappe's on the bench, mate, because you'd definitely use him if he was fit, but clearly, well, you're losing 2-1, you'd definitely bring him on, but he clearly can't be fit. Anyway, 8 minutes to go. Perk says, down tools for Alonso. He'll be in Liverpool soon. It's a good ball out by the back. Bellingham needs to pass the ball quicker. Although he's done well. Pass! Rails power with the officials is insane, says Carlo. Well, City on the break here. That's a crap ball. Don Southgate to Madrid, says Evan. Do we think they are? I mean, look, I don't follow La Liga. I saw a couple of articles today. Will they sack him if he loses? Eugene says, according to Marker, they will. I mean, Hendricks just hit the bloody bar there. Good cross by Alvaro again. On another night, Madrid could be winning this 3-2. Gav says, I think they'll sack him if they win, to be honest. Oh, God, I'm getting rid of this person. They keep asking the same bloody question, and I'm not answering it. Who broke the finger? On another night, City could be winning 4-1, says Alex. Well, yeah, I wouldn't deny that either. Dr. Dan says, I'd have Xabi for slot every day of the week. Well, if he does get sacked, that's a lovely cross there, but there's no one to tap it in for Man City. If he does get the sack, I think Liverpool would be foolish not to consider it. But I don't know who replaces Alonso. Here's Vinicius Jr. He's going to have to go on his own here. One more. Why did you not go wide right there, you moron? Some of the decision-making by Madrid's been mad here. Why did he not slip it in one more? Bellingham. Oh, Rodrigo. Donnarumma gets it away. Free kick. And he's going to get booked, Rodrigo, as well. Mbappe has a fractured finger. Not worth the risk. He's on the bench probably because we have many injuries. Called up 2 players from the youth team too, says Akshat. Why can't you play with a broken finger? I'm serious. Like, Gary Lineker played with a broken wrist in the World Cup. If I had a broken finger, I'd pull it down like that and tape it. Just tape it. Imagine you fell on it. Your body's pretty good at not falling on a broken finger. It tends to like compensate with the other fingers or your hand. I don't think he has got a broken finger. Leverkusen have just equalised. Unlucky for Newcastle. I think it is a thigh injury by the sounds of it. Bellingham is just a shit Mark Noble, says Peter. I don't... You know what? I do rate Bellingham, but every time I see Bellingham play against English opposition, I'm struggling to think of how many games he's had. I think Alvaro's going to get booked now. You see what I mean? He books Alvaro for that, but he didn't book Rudiger for a worse foul. Gloria says you do not understand anything about human psychology. I am a human, Gloria. I mean, that's got to be stupidest comment of 2025. Oh, I've obviously upset some people because now I've got Wing of Orange face saying that's why you're a desk warrior and not a footballer. Yeah, I'm not a desk warrior, mate. I'm not a desk warrior. And I'd play football with a broken finger, as I think 99% of the country would, because he hasn't got a broken finger. He's got a thigh injury. So stop rimming Mbappe and get with the times. He isn't not playing because he's got a broken finger, is he? Tush says, is it bad that I wish Delo breaks a finger? But Delo would play with a broken finger. Of course he bloody would. I've never heard such crap in all my life. I think Bernardo's getting booked now. Mark, I've just moved apartment, been lifting boxes for days, but now finally done and lying between boxes enjoying United stand, and that's football. Very nice, says Nick. Well, good luck in your new home, pal. Tell you what, there's nothing like moving home. If you could do that every day, you'd be built like Stallone. I mean, the amount of exertion that goes into moving house. Yeah, but enjoy your new home. I used to be a goalie. Mate, Tom McBride. I remember having this very conversation with Ben Foster. Goalkeepers who use their fingers regularly play with broken fingers. So if a goalkeeper can play with broken fingers, a player can play with broken... I've never heard such... I almost feel like I'm being bantered here. I can't believe that there's some of you that think it's a logical reason not to play football with a broken finger. Anyway, Tom McBride says, I used to be a goalkeeper and injured my fingers mid-game. I carried on playing and turns out it was broken. Jaw says Delo would do long throws with a broken finger as well. I think Madrid are going to lose. As much as they played well in the first half an hour, they've not really had much of an answer in the second half, to be fair. They've been... yes, Bellingham had a chance, but to be fair, Man City had a couple of chances as well. So I don't feel like Madrid justifiably deserve anything other than a loss, unless they can get something late on. That's a good cross. Oh, headed away. And they're pushing Madrid, but... Savio's away, down the right-hand side, up against Rudiger. Past Rudiger, goes for a shot, and Courtois will pick it up. I did 10k up and downstairs moving out of a flat, says Stephen. That's what I mean. It's bloody hard work. It's a lovely switch of the play there to Vinny. He's got space because of it. Goes for the shot, hits his own player. Goes for a goal kick. Alonso out, says Zetti. Well, might be a bit of good news for Liverpool. You've got a backup plan if you want it. You don't have to take it, but if Alonso gets sacked, then is he the real manager though? Mbappe. Is that the real manager of Real Madrid? I do feel sorry for Alonso. I do. I think he's a good guy, and I think it's a... He maybe shouldn't have... The only thing I would say is maybe he shouldn't have took the job. But he's played for Real Madrid. He's Spanish. You can see why he did. Real Madrid still pushing. A minute to go. Arsenal finished 3-0, says Dan. Oh, that was a good cross, but it was well defended. They're pushing Real Madrid. Vinicius Jr. 45 seconds of time to go. Donnarumma is going to catch that. That should be it. Do you think Villa's in the title race as J3? I mean, you can put them in it. I don't think they will be in it when it really matters, but next two games, West Ham away, Man United at home. You've got to win both those games if you're in a title race. That's what puts you in a title race, winning them types of games. Good point here from Woodsy. He says, look, we've got to stop the Xavi to Liverpool stuff. We haven't got the defenders for his system. I really think Mbappe could have made a difference, says Krish. He obviously wasn't fit, mate. And is that the final whistle? No, we're still running. No, we're not. It's over. Real Madrid lose at home to Man City. That's a fantastic result for Manchester City tonight. What it means for Alonso and Real Madrid, we'll have to wait and see. But that's a fantastic result for Man City. Madrid just didn't have an answer in the second half. I think they started off well, but once they went behind, they struggled. And what a result for the Premier League as well. Great point. What a result for the Premier League that is. To go to Spain and beat Real Madrid fairly. I don't think anyone can argue that Man City deserved to win it. Madrid probably going to need to make some big changes, I would say. Java says, big deal. I've seen FC Sheriff beat these lot. Thank you very much. Forgot to add that he has some discomfort in his thigh, says Aksha. We started a whole debate there. Whole debate. I'm going to do a quick match reaction. PSG, I think, might have lost. No, 0-0. 0-0. 0-0. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick match reaction because that's quite a significant result. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. Don't forget we've got Bundesliga live on Friday night. I've got the highlights tomorrow. Win, lose or draw with Robbie on Friday morning as well. But I'm going to go and do a quick match reaction. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Take care. Thanks for your company tonight. Enjoyed the game and I'll speak to you all in a bit. Well done, Man City.